Hi, I'm Jimmy Page. You're watching Live Soup, Led Zeppelin special. People ask me, first of all, what is my favourite album? And that's really difficult. That's a really difficult one. And then it's what is your favourite track and what's your favourite solo and it all comes on back to the same situation, which is that for me every track that we did had its own character to it. It had its own memories. Almost has its own personality. When that particular track was put on an album, for example, if it's the first album, there was no accident that Good Times, Bad Times was the opening track of the first album. It was like, bang, here we are, and then it starts to, and the selections of each album were done, with a method to it. They weren't just thrown together, and there was a lot of thought employed, and a lot of thought employed as to how that first side of, say, in those days, vinyl would shape up and how it would feel and what sort of journey it would take you through. So consequently, all of these songs have got various memories to me, and I would never like, how these things, you can say something as a sort of personality or whatever, and things can come back and haunt you, and before you know where you are, they say, oh, is that always your favourite song? And it's like not. So I just leave it like that, and I'm just happy that you're making choices of them, which is good. And Kashmir is a sort of work of music that actually, at the time that you're actually doing it and making the music and creating it, and by the end of it, I just knew that it was something that was really monumental to Led Zeppelin, and I had confidence in the fact that it was going to move a lot of people, and it was going to shift their consciousness a bit. I think the good thing about Stairway is that people who didn't understand the lyrics or whatever, even like American people, it didn't matter, it just conjured up images in their head, and sort of subliminal messages or impressions. I won't say messages, I'll say, because I know there's that silly nonsense about Stairway and playing it backwards. But Stairway obviously is one of the classic milestones of Led Zeppelin, as are the other ones you've mentioned here today too. It's on the first album. The whole of essence of everything that's to come is on the first album. And they're ready to be developed. I brought a lot of this to the first album because they were ideas that I'd already started to develop in a lesser degree, but nevertheless I had during the time of being with the Yardbirds, and I had a broad range of eclectic tastes in music as well. I wasn't just a blues purist, or any purist in any. For me, music was something that was all encompassing of the world. Okay, so you can say world music. So because of that, even in my teens, I was involved in appreciating Indian music, Arabic music, folk music, percussion from around the world, and that's that. And rockabilly and blues and heart, sort of rock of the 60s, and all the people like the Eddie Cochrans and all of those. Classical music, I was really immersed myself in that as well, as far as the appreciation goes. So all of those things would come through, and by the time I have my own vehicle, my own band to do this in, you have something like Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, which goes back to a folk root of Joan Baez. That's where I first heard it. But my approach to this number, and I thought it, actually, I heard it by Joan Baez, and I thought it was an old traditional folk song. But my approach to it involves, like a serious sort of finger-picking introduction. It's got sort of flamenco in it. It's got a hard rock middle. It's got pedal steel guitar. It's got just a whole sort of, I'm embracing the thing and the song like nobody else would do it. But fortunately I had these marvellous musicians with me who could see the vision too. Well, you mean like to re-release the albums? Yeah, but there won't be any extras on them. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I'm quite keen at some point, although it's not going to relate to the anniversaries. But I'm very keen to do the analog to digital transfer. But this Mothership has got just a slight tweak to the mastering of it, but it's still being mastered from those original transfers from way back. But I'm keen to it's all a question of the quality, and anything that improves the quality for me with the Led Zeppelin music and how it's heard, how it's sound, how it's received, is for the better.
今度日本の公演でお会いしたいと思います。
Hopefully we can get to meet you again for Led Zeppelin reunion show in Japan.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yeah.
ありがとうご
Well,
ざい
thank
ます。
you very much.
It's certainly not out of my equation. So.
来年ですかね。
Hopefully next year. Well, let's keep our fingers